All right, let's get started here. So let me drag over the daily chart here, or the monthly chart. We'll start where we always start out on the monthly. And as we can see, oh, this is the Russell. As we can see on the monthly on the ES here, we did get a cessation of one-time framing, but we're since back traded inside the previous month's range, right below that previous low we talked about, the 50.63, and we're actually above that 51.05 quarter right now, just about 5 handles above it. And should we continue to stay above it, right, more short covering can occur. I'm kind of assuming that most of the move up higher from the previous month's low was short covering, and I'll explain that on the profile. Over to the weekly, you can see we're still one time framing down, no cessation there, but we are getting a move back up, back towards this trend line, still inside the previous week's range. What I would look for next up is that 51.50. That's going to be the target of buyers. If buyers are able to get up there, then they have a little bit more strength and the possibility of a lot more people covering shorts and us trading back up to that 52.43. Now, switching over to the daily, you can see a little bit, more zoomed in of the trend. We're now one time framing higher, and we got a kind of reversal bar yesterday where we had the momentum going into the low, popped out of it. Now we have kind of momentum going into the high. Never trading that close twice in a row, so we haven't traded this close from the 19th, and we didn't trade the close from the 22nd. Now we get the close of yesterday, 51.06 half. So we'll see if they can get down there and close that. You know, it'll be kind of yet to be determined. But even if this move gets going, right, maybe up to 175, you can kind of see even a little bit higher. All these lows are kind of lining up over here. Like 51.90 could be still a sell opportunity, and they could push the market down from there. I think that's kind of where the confirmation will come from. So um, if they can't, or if they don't, if we don't start to see any resistance, then the market really could just kind of rip up to that equilibrium. I think you kind of see we have all these touches here, and then we have all these touches here. So it would make sense for the market to retest that, even if it doesn't go to new all-time highs. Now, switching over to the profile, and here's a little bit of a review from yesterday, like I was talking about earlier. The low from yesterday, first right P shape, pretty easy to see, but the low from yesterday was basically right off the prior month's low, and then boom, the short covering. So they couldn't sell it past the prior month's low. Short covering started, and then we just kind of chopped around later in the day as shorts continued to cover because right people got re-short here. It was actually a really nice buy opportunity there yesterday, but then the rest of the day was pretty much, I mean, it was pretty much fucking garbage if I'm being honest. So that's pretty much where sellers want to get back to, and that's kind of where that no go no level is for me down here. Um, because if they get below there, I think then we do trade back to that prior month's low. But it just depends on if they are going to cover there or if they really kind of push and hold is what I'm looking for. If we're going to get some sell side, that's what's going to put me on the sell side. You can see overnight inventory, pretty long, right? 100% net long for the most part. And I have this go no go level here, 10, like right where we're at right now, because I think this is going to be an area where should we break below it, we probably are going to trade down towards this settle or the caught VPOC, right? There's a VPOC from yesterday, basically at the last traded price and at the low of Globex. But that's really where I'll be looking for the hold from. If they're going to get this hold, I think below that the market really starts to go into a chop zone. Um, in here, I think it's going to be fairly choppy. Not a lot of news today, right? Some crude oil inventories at 10:30, but other than that, the market's just kind of you know, waiting on the Fed policy or Fed rate decision next week. There's not really much other news that people are gonna care about just because it's been so anticipated and they really want to see it. And it's not even actually going to matter the decision. What's going to matter is the forward talk. So even let's say he cuts rates, the market will probably get bullish, probably shoot to the moon. But if he starts to say like this is going to be the only rate cut this year, then we're going to see a reversal. If he starts talking that we're economy strong, blah blah blah, then that'll be a big piece. Another big piece is going to be PCE, which I think is Friday, and that's probably going to be the biggest day of this week. So won't be surprised to see us kind of balance. We do get some earnings today, right? Meta earnings today, a couple other earnings today. Also, let's take a peek at that real quick. Yeah, so we've got Meta, ServiceNow. We had Tesla yesterday. They actually did pretty good. I don't know if they're holding their levels, but they're actually not doing bad. And then Thursday we get Google, Microsoft, so there should be some decent movers. And then Friday's more uh, energy focused. Yeah. Other than that, that is pretty much it. You guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you're managing risk and sticking to your trade plan. And I will see you guys tomorrow.